Hello, my name is Prime, and welcome back to ATS Showcases, and today I'm going to be completing my very first look at the 1.53 open beta update for American Truck Simulator, which brings in a number of fantastic features, which I'll talk about in just a second. But today we are here in LA, Los Angeles, California, and we are heading up to Mojave, a brand new city that has come in with the final phase of the California rework project. So obviously LA is part of this, Bakersfield is part of this, Oxnard, Mojave, Barstow, Blythe, Indio, El Centro, San Diego, and Santa Maria as well. This entire area of California has been reworked, and from the screenshots of the recent blog post, it looks absolutely fantastic, so I'm really excited to be able to explore this over the coming episodes. However, today, starting in LA, we are way down here at the port, actually, and then we're going to travel up through part of LA on the 710, hit the 5, and then we're going to head all the way up to the 14, which leads to Mojave. It may not be a crazy long delivery, but I think it'll be a fantastic one to get us started, and so today we are hauling packaged food with this freighliner Cascadia day cab in this brilliant blue color, may I add. And I have an ownable dry van trailer that's behind us. However, it is special because it has slanting tandem axles. So if you configure a trailer with a sliding tandem axle chassis, which there is an option when you're configuring various box trailers right now, to be able to manually adjust the sliding axles, you must come into options and look for this feature under the trailer section and assign a button or a toggle to this manual trailer adjustment. If you do not do this, the game will automatically slide the tandem axles to whatever the recommended positioning is based off of where you are and the load you have on it. But I have set this manual because I want to try this feature out, and assuming you have the manual adjustment enabled, you must turn on your truck and then hit your button or the toggle switch, and then you can creep forward or move backwards, and you will adjust the sliding tandem axles dependent on where you are. Now, since we are here in California, I have to make sure these are set a little bit more farther forward, but not all the way far forward. So we're going to just slide ahead here a little bit. Something like that probably will be fine. I'll enable the toggle, or disable the toggle, I should say. And if I move forward once again, we are now all clicked into position, and that should be a decent axle spread for here in California. I guess we'll find out if we get stopped at a way station. So enough chit chat, let's go ahead and get rolling. Hopefully everyone's doing well. I certainly am. Great to be back here in American Truck Simulator, especially on a brand new open beta. So 1.53 is available as an open beta on American Truck Simulator. You can opt into it if you so choose to via Steam in the betas tab. It's listed as public beta 1.53. Pretty easy to do. Just make sure that you don't have any mods enabled, or at least I would recommend that you don't have any mods enabled, as it is a beta and things may not be 100% around here. So as we drive across the California rework project, or at least this phase of it, keep in mind some areas may not be either complete or may have a few things that need to be touched up a little bit before the official release of 1.53. And well, who knows how long it will be, but probably a number of weeks time, if not a month. So 1.53, what does it all bring in? Well, obviously the wonderful California rework project, which this whole area down here in LA is just unrecognizable. I mean, it is so much different. I mean, when I say unrecognizable, I'm going to clarify this. I mean compared to the previous version in American Truck Simulator, not to real life, because in fact it's actually the opposite. It's so realistic for real life that it's completely unrecognizable, really, for the version that was in American Truck Simulator, and I am all for it. It looks absolutely incredible as I've got down here to the ports, and as we kind of explore the other areas here of LA before moving up to Mojave. It's going to be really neat to see how the rework kind of has overall taken shape. I know there's been a lot of screenshots SCS Software has posted recently on the rework, but it's going to be nice to actually explore it. And over the next couple episodes, we'll move around the California rework phase 4, explore some of the other brand new cities that have come in. 10 total cities included within this phase of the rework, 7 reworked, 3 brand new, Mojave being one of them. So it's really neat to see California finally being done, and look at that bridge in the distance. And I think we may actually go over that as well, which is kind of neat. So other than the California rework project, which I mean I'll be talking about as we explore the scenery here, because how could I not? It's incredible, and I'm sure it will get even better as we go along here. Well, there is a lot of other stuff that has come in as well. One being the sliding tandem axles on some of the trailers, which is a very neat feature indeed. As far as I know, it's only on the box trailers, and it's on the 48-foot and 53-foot chassis. If I am correct, there is an option for it. It's just in the standard trailer configuration, you'll see a sliding tandem option now instead of the other, along with the list of other chassis variants. I'm assuming it will come to other trailers, potentially flatbeds and other ones as well. Now, saying that, it could actually be added to the flatbeds before I'm even before this beta is done. If not, maybe already part of it and I have just completely overlooked it. If that's the case, I do apologize. Comment down below and correct me, please, if that is the case. But it is absolutely fantastic to have another realistic feature added to ATS, and along with that, there is the penalty system if you get it wrong. If you do have the manual set like I have today, and you have the axle spread too much, for example, here in California, if the rear axles are over 40 feet from the kingpin, you can get a fine at the inspection stations and potentially even by the in-game cops apparently as well. I'm assuming if you have the axles slapped all the way at the back, the cops would see that in theory and say, yeah, you're way over the 40-foot mark there. So pretty interesting, that is for sure. And it's going to be really neat to see how things go. Now, another thing that came in, obviously, with that is kind of around here in LA is a brand new heavy haul. There's a new heavy haul route that goes between San Diego and LA, and we've got to get over here in this truck, or that car AI before us isn't going to let us go. Come on, we got to go. Oh man, AI, gotta love it. Should have probably gotten over a little bit earlier, but they were always kind of hanging out along the side of the truck, which I do not enjoy when AI does that, and I try not to do it in real life either, if that's possible, to get by a truck nice and quick. That way they can maneuver if need be. Anyways, new special transport route between LA and San Diego, and another big news with that is that the maximum speed limit for the special transport hauls, for those who own the DLC, will know that previously it was 40 miles an hour. It has now been increased to 55 miles an hour, which is absolutely beautiful. So in these, well, the areas where it's permitted, that being, so on the highways in particular, most sections will now have it up to 55 miles an hour speed limit, which is going to be really nice. Sometimes those longer heavy hauls, especially some of the ones we've been getting, which they cover a lot more ground, they've been starting to take a really long time unnecessarily. I mean, I understand that some heavy hauls have to go slow. There's a lot of factors at play, especially some of the supersized ones where, well, there's a lot of extra moving parts, but for the sake of American Truck Simulator and how the heavy hauls here are, where there's not, say, a separate operator at the rear of a trailer controlling that swing, it's just all on the truck itself. It makes sense that they can, well, go ahead and up the speed limit a little bit for us ATS players, which I am not complaining whatsoever. It is absolutely fantastic to have that. So as we travel through LA here, it's really nice to see the changes that have come into play. And do I have to be exiting here or going straight? Probably exiting. Good. Prime Simulation blunder once again, showcasing something new. Classic Prime Simulation move there. Oh man, I just can't beat myself. I can't beat myself at all. I'm always going to be the demise of trying to look at a GPS, which is nice and big in this new 5th gen Freightliner Cascadia anyways. I am always going to mess it up. But I guess I could also just, I don't know, look at the signs and say, oh, I should probably be going deeper into LA itself. That's a wise thing to say. And I think we actually have to exit here. I said, yeah, we need to be going to the 5, which makes sense. And then I think we got to get... Well, actually, we can stay in this lane because we are going to the 5, not to Santa Monica. We want to go more towards Sacramento because we're going to 5 north. So that makes sense. We're going to stick over here. You know, I should probably start using some of those, using some of the signs a lot more because that would actually help myself quite a bit. And then I've got to get over because we want to still head 5 north, not to the east. I think we're good to go here. Now, this scenery here around LA and just the scale of LA is so much better. Looking in the mountains in the distance, and we got to get over here once again. Got a CHP officer behind us by the looks of it. The mountains, so much nicer. The overall development areas of LA itself, the skyline to the left of us here, absolutely fantastic. We'll have to go deeper into LA, kind of that area a little bit more as well in an upcoming episode. But overall, California rework is looking so good so far, and it's so nice to be done, or at least to have it all. I shouldn't say it's nice to be done in the sense of I want to see more reworks, which they will be coming. I am quite sure of that. But in the same sense, it's kind of nice to have California completely done, and in that case, LA done. And the scaling of the cities are seemingly a lot better. That's been a common theme across the California Rework project, utilizing a lot of the space created in the rescale that happened a way long time ago. Well, I guess it was after after the release of the after ATS release anyways, there was a rescale that happened. So the map wasn't calibrated to that. And, oh, there's a truck route? Huh. Interesting. How does this work? I don't know. I guess we'll take it. Just bypass? I don't know. Anyways, regardless, it's looking really good, and I am so happy that it's here. Now, other things with 1.53 is that we have the expansion of the dynamic loading and unloading network once again. So for those who may not know what that is related to the cargo or dynamically loading and unloading cargo. And this time, we have a bit more of an expansion there. So with that, all ATS players across the entire ATS map will now be able to dynamically load and unload logs from your ownable logging trailers. For those who may have been following recently, you will know that this feature came in with the Arkansas DLC, something I checked out and is actually one of the most popular videos I've done recently, which thank you so much for that. But the dynamic loading and loading of logs is now available across the ATS map, which is absolutely fantastic. It's coming in with a lot of the prefabs and some of the other custom depots as well. As far as I know, the feature has been expanded, which is absolutely great. So no matter what DLC you may have, maybe it's maybe you just have, you know, some of the ones moving north of California from base game ATS. Maybe you have a few more moving east, or whatever the direction you may have and what DLCs you may have. You no longer just have to have Arkansas to be able to use that feature. You can use it across the entire ATS map, which is absolutely fantastic. And just like that, as we move around or out of LA, we get into this very more desert-like as we move up into Mojave a little bit. So interesting to see the landscape of California. Obviously, LA is quite desert-like as well, but with all the trees and some of the extra plantings and stuff like that in the city surrounding, getting back into the more nature side of California is pretty interesting indeed. And this is going to be really neat to see how things develop here around, well, California itself, and where will the rework team go next. They have been devoted to California for the last couple years, I guess it is, and they have been doing an absolutely fantastic job. But now the question is, where do they go next? And let's just appreciate the sunset here in American Truck Simulator. Take a look at those windmills, the wind farm on the hills, the sun over the shoulder or over the hilltop. And as I absolutely drift across my lane because I'm distracted driving, trying to move stuff around. Classic Prime Simulation once again. But it's just absolutely beautiful. American Truck Simulator, it looks so good. Just looks so good. I can't believe how far this game has come and where it continues to go. And this is a free update, my friends. Regardless of if you play the beta or not, 1.53 is all free. It's all yours if you're an owner of ATS. And if you haven't purchased ATS right now, which I do believe it's on sale, by the way, at least as of recording this video, you may want to, because this will come in for you. And if you purchase it after the release of the of this update. Don't worry, that will also be included. Don't worry, you're not going to miss out on anything. There are a couple other more administrative features as well with 1.53, kind of more notably being some of the quality of life improvements with an automatic centering basically feature for your camera, so you can choose how fast it is. I have it disabled. I did try it a little bit. It's not bad whatsoever, but I do find that as the kind of nature of my style, and in many ways because I do record videos, I need to be able to have full control over when things move around and what. Head tracking would be completely ideal for me, but that's just not on the cards right yet. Toby, if you're watching, email down below. But point is, I need full control. So for, well, pretty much anyone else playing American Truck Simulator, I think it may actually be a pretty neat feature to have. You can customize it. It's in the accessibility options of ATS, and lovely enough, this is a blindside reverse, my favorite thing ever. So let's see what we can do here. But yeah, it's a great feature to have, one that I think a lot of players will like. Personally, though, it's just not really in my... it's not... Oh, I really overcooked the cut on this one. The day cab of this Freightliner Cascadia moves a lot faster than I am used to with the full size, and I did not set my mirrors very well, so that's fun. Let's see if we can get it in here. Anyways, I'm sure a lot of players will like it. It just isn't really on something that not really something I don't think I'll use a whole lot, and that's gonna be really close over there. We're kind of gonna snake it in a little bit around that ramp over here. I have made it work. It was awfully close to the post, that's for sure, but I may have actually saved that not too bad for being a blindside reverse. I mean, I did have a pretty close moment up at the beginning, but it's not bad. I'll take it. It's not the prettiest thing I don't think I've ever done, but all things considered, it is not bad at all. Let's get it back into the bay, and there we go. What a great look at 1.53, another fantastic update for ATS as far as I can tell, and I'll be doing more videos on it. I'm also going to do ATS 2 as well. Admittedly, ATS 2's 1.53 came out first, and I wasn't able to record on it yet. But that will be coming out very, very soon, so keep an eye out for that, along with other videos here on ATS on 1.53. We'll explore some different areas of California and check out some of the other cool things that have come in. And besides that, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.